The sharp rally in tech's biggest names spurring the Nasdaq to rebalance its Nasdaq 100 index. That's set to go into effect later this month. Blikre is here with a closer look. So, Jared, I guess break down how exactly this works and what it means for the market.
You bet. It's called a special rebalance, and I'm going to get to that in a second. I just want to show the outsized outperformance of the Magnificent Seven, as many are calling them. This is year to date. NVIDIA now up 200%, Meta up 150%. We've seen these numbers, so I want to focus on what's happening with the Nasdaq. Now, a week from this Friday, they are going to make something called a special rebalancing, and this is triggered when the aggregate weight of companies that each have more than 4.5% weight in the index, that total weight tops 48%. So when we have those big companies like NVIDIA, Apple, Tesla that are making up a substantial part, they get too concentrated, and we've been talking about this for a while. There are automatic rules in the Nasdaq that have it rebalance, and this is to avoid an SEC conflict, to be in conflict with SEC rules. So Wells Fargo has done some of the work, and by the way, this happened in 2011. There was too much concentration back then, and what they discovered was in the 10 days leading up to that rebalance, the winners were actually the stocks that were going to be upsized, and the losers were those that were going to be downsized. And so that's kind of intuitive. Back then, guess what? Apple had to be downsized. It was too big. Very similar to this time around, but the other names, not as familiar. Qualcomm, Starbucks, Altera, Baidu, list goes on. Even Bed Bath & Beyond back then was too big to actually be included in the index at full weight. Microsoft had to be upsized, so did Alphabet, and so I think that's pretty interesting because both of those are getting downsized now. But nevertheless, when you take a look at what's happening over the last few days, this is I was showing the year to date first. I'm going to show you what happened over the last 3 days in the index. You can see not as much of an outperformance here. You see NVIDIA, Meta up 3%, 6%, Amazon up 1%, but we do see some losers there. Compare that to some of those names that Wells Fargo is going to be upsized, and you see a lot more outperformance here. So in the intervening 3 days since we got this announcement, it was after the bell on Friday, definitely seeing some interest in these stocks. Now, this is only a short-term punt, and there's no guarantees that this will continue. There's also no guarantees that these will be the exact stocks. This is only a guess by Wells Fargo as to what's going to happen. We'll find out that after the bell on Friday. But again, leading into July 24th, which is a Monday, we're probably going to see some more interest in these stocks and a little bit less in these, all things being equal, guys.
This is trying to bet on the next big winner. All right, Jared Blikre, thanks.